I'm Johnny Rowland, host of the Shooting Show television program, and we have something really exciting to show you today. This is one of our new 460 Rowland guns built on this great Kimber 1911 semi-automatic, and we have a new cartridge we're going to tell you about. You know, a lot of us like the 1911 style guns. They're compact, they're very rugged and just excellent devices, but a lot of us in the past have wished we had more power from a 1911, from the great 45. In fact, wouldn't it be nice if we had the power level of a 44 Magnum revolver in the slim and relatively lightweight package of this great 1911? Wouldn't that be nice? Well, guess what, friends? We have done it. We have a new cartridge. It's called the 460 Rowland, and I developed this cartridge in association with Clark Custom Guns of Princeton, Louisiana. And I tell you what, nobody knows more about 1911s than Jim Clark, and certainly the great, his great family, Jim Jr., K. Clark Michalik, and of course Jerry Michalik. And we also had some help from a number of trusted advisors from around the country. Our friends at Georgia Arms, Accurate Arms Powders, Sierra Bullets, Starline Brass. A lot of people helped. Richard Benkoski with the Kimber Custom Shop. And we appreciate everyone who helped. We even had a little backdoor factory help from some folks that would rather go unnamed, from a couple of the major gun companies, but we appreciate everyone that helped. But yes, in fact, here we have it. And better than that, let me show you, just give you an indication of what our 460 Rowland will do. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to take a 45 ACP, which has been a great cartridge for all these years. A lot of people think it's one of the very best defensive cartridges. So let's see our 230 grain 45 ACP on the water bottle here on your left. Let's take a look at it. Okay, well, that's certainly as good as a 45 ACP is going to do. Now let's take our 460, get my hearing protection in a little better. We always shoot with eye protection and ear protection. And let's observe the same style target here over on our right. A little different, wouldn't you say? We have two more. So obviously we have a much greater power level than with the 45 ACP. But we're not through yet. Let's do a little bowling with our 460 Rowland. Wouldn't you call that a strike? Now friends, to show you the difference in our 460 Rowland and the 45 ACP, you'll notice that the two loaded rounds are almost of the same. In fact, they are the same length overall, but you'll notice our 460 Rowland here on your right has a longer case, and this is to prevent it from chambering in an unmodified 45 ACP. Our bullet diameter is the same as the 45, uses the same components, same loading dies, same loading machines, but the dies have to be adjusted, and this is for safety reasons, because we're using, on our 460 Rowland, we're using a much stronger case design than the 45 ACP was ever designed to be, and we don't want anyone to attempt to insert our 460 Rowland in a 45. So we're calling it the 460, even though it is a true 451 diameter, with all the bullet styles and weights that are out there that are in use for the 45 ACP. This is the difference. I'll show you something else. Here are a couple of empty cases. You can see it a little better. Here is our 460 Rowland case here, and a standard 45. And you see, it's about a 1/16 of an inch longer to give it that safety edge of not being able to be chambered in a 45 gun that has not been properly modified. Now friends, we have a number of different bullet styles available, going from left to right. The 230 grain full metal jacket running at about 1,340 or so feet per second, next to the 230 grain jacketed hollow point, using the excellent Hornady bullet. Here we have a 200 grain jacketed hollow point running at about 1,450 feet per second. And then we have the defense load, which is a milder recoiling 185 grain nostril bullet running at 1,350 feet per second, but realize that's still 750 foot-pounds of muzzle energy, and it kicks like a .357 or a hot 9mm. And on the right we have our super high performance round, the 185 grain nostril bullet, running at over 1,550 feet per second. A tremendous performer. We have something across the board for whatever performance you may need in a handgun. Our 460 Rowland will just about do it. And we'll remind you that you can use the very same 45 ACP loading dies and the same 45 ACP magazines. All you have to change with the kit, our drop-in kit available from us here at the program in Clark Custom Guns in Princeton, Louisiana, you just change out the barrel and the spring with the drop-in kit, and all your other accessories and loading gear and holsters are the same. This is our original test gun. This is one of the great Kimbers converted to the 460 Rowland, and you'll notice it has a compensator on the end of the barrel. This is one of the great Clark compensators, and this attachment is what helps the gun to keep from having premature wear. It also greatly reduces muzzle jump and recoil. This is an essential part of the kit that we're using on this new 460 gun. Now friends, what our 460 Rowland does, it essentially gives 44 Magnum class power to the 1911 style guns, and you also don't get the 44 Magnum class recoil. You get the power without the terrific recoil and muzzle blast of the 44 Magnum. And of course it shoots just as well in the revolvers as it does in the semi-automatic. We have all these available. And of course on the revolvers we can rechamber the 45 ACP cylinders on the Ruger Blackhawk so you can shoot our 460. And of course on the 625 Smith & Wessons, loads with full moon clips, just load it right up there, and you have 44 Magnum class power without the with all the muzzle blast and recoil. Yeah, they do have some kick, but let's show you something right now. We have a target bar here from the good folks at that make the targets we use on the program, some of the cutouts there, and they have a little target frame here, has a sliding top. And I'll show you something. Let's take our full charge 460 here, our 1911, and we're going to place it about an inch or so, maybe about an inch, underneath the bar. And let's see if it hits that bar. You watch it. Now this load we're shooting full charge over 900 foot-pounds of muzzle energy. Let's see how much recoil it has. My hearing protectors in, yes, they are loud. Now watch, just about so much right here. Let's take a look at it. Now see friends, it never touched. And we're about, I guess an inch and a half underneath our full charge 460. All right, let's take a 4-inch 44 Magnum, same difference here, and let's see what happens. Watch the bar, same difference. Now you can see the dramatic difference there, friends, and really that's one of the things I had in mind, was to make a super powerful cartridge for the 1911 that would be much easier to shoot than a 4-inch 44 Magnum. In fact, this particular load has more power out of this 1911 because it's more efficient than the 44 full charge load we were actually using in this gun. So regardless of whether you want a gun to go hunting with or a gun that certainly can be used for home defense, that's another problem that the 44 Magnum has. There aren't a lot of loads. You've got to go way down to get a load that was suitable for home defense or personal defense, whereas we've got a load specifically made for defensive purposes. Certainly the 44 is a great cartridge, but our new cartridge does some pretty spectacular things that simply has not been available. You know, it's just, the 44 Magnum is just pretty brutal in a 4-inch barrel, whereas you can take our 625 conversion here, same power level, and it's just a bunch easier to control, whether in the single action Blackhawk. Get a couple of loads here. It's just, yeah, they still have some recoil, but it's not nearly as severe as we might think. So just much easier to control. Yeah, it's going to have some recoil, the full charge loads, but it's not bad, not nearly what we would expect. Okay, let's ease up and check our numbers on the chronograph. And actually, that's a little hotter than what we had in mind, tell you the truth. But like I said, 1530 is our goal there, roughly about 1450 with the 200 grain bullet and about 1325 with the 230. So yes, some of them are going to run a little harder, but we want it to be in that performance ballpark that we feel is so important. We had another one. Let's see. We had a couple more in there. Let's see how fast this next one runs. And there's nothing out there. I'm just going to shoot at that bottle out there. It's just going to put a hole in it. Okay, let's check our velocity again. My goodness, well, I tell you, it's running a little hotter today than certainly than we had planned. But I tell you what, friends, that's about 1,000 foot-pounds of muzzle energy from a 1911. And you saw, you know, it really didn't kick that bad. Not, my goodness, not what we'd expect from 1,000 foot-pounds of muzzle energy. Now let's say we want penetration. Maybe we want to stop that bear that may be chasing us on the lake up there or the river in Alaska. Maybe we need penetration. So let's take a landscape timber, very tough treated lumber, several inches thick, and let's lean it up against this water bottle right here. Get it where it'll stay. And let's shoot the landscape timber and see what happens. Got one of our full metal jacket loads here. All right, let's take a look, friends. Clear through the landscape timber, in and out, all the way through, in and definitely out on the water bottle. So see, we have tremendous penetration if we so desire. Now then, let's try another block with our deer hunting load, which will probably be the 200 grain bullet at about 1400 or so, 1440. See how the block fares with it. Now we're looking at our original test gun. Friends, this is a gun that has really been through the well-known mill. This is our original Kimber with the very first Clark Custom Guns barrel and compensator that we put together. This gun has had literally thousands of rounds put through it, and many of which were well beyond the pressure levels, certainly as experimental loads, that we will be selling. Anyway, let's see how this old veteran will do today. We have, I think, 7 of our defense loads in here, and let's just see it on target. Let's see what it'll do. All right, we're empty now. Let's go up and take a look at our target. I'll tell you what, friends, that's 7 shots in one hole. Even offhand shooting like this, of course, we're out at a few yards out here, and I'll tell you what, it just goes to show the accuracy level that these great 460 kits from Clark Custom Guns are capable of. Like I said, this one has really been through the mill, and as you can obviously see, of course, sighting through the camera here, I'm doing the best I can as your shooter, but you see what the gun is still capable of.
And here we have some fantastic news. This is the drop-in kit from Clark Custom Guns that will convert someone's 1911 to our new 460 Rowland cartridge. This is a tremendous value. It will give someone who already has a .45 caliber 1911 another gun in one, 2 guns in one actually, only $275 retail from Clark Custom Guns. For more information on our 460 Rowland guns and cartridge, you can give Clark Custom Guns a call. They're at 336 Shootout Lane in Princeton, Louisiana. The zip code is 71067. Also, you can give them a call at area 318-949-9884. Or you can contact us here at the Shooting Show, 327 Irvin Rowland Road in Dublin, Louisiana. The zip code is 71024. Our phone number 318-377-5189. And we want to mention the good folks at Clark Custom Guns in Princeton, Louisiana, one of the most complete gun shops in the entire United States. They do all sorts of things like this specialty meltdown on this new STI gun. Also, they have an excellent staff of people to help you with guns such as these Benelli Super Black Eagles, taking 3.5-inch magnums, a complete line of handguns, semi-automatics, revolvers, all sorts of neat things in the shop there. And of course, here's Mr. Jim Clark himself out helping a customer, some of the nicest people you'd ever want to meet. They have a complete line of loading supplies, loading tools, gunpowder, you name it, primers, all sorts of accessories for your guns, whatever you might need, certainly within reason. Here's Kay Clark Michalik when she's not winning championships, back working there in the office. And here's her husband, Jerry Michalik, the fastest revolver shooter in the world, when he's not winning championships at work. Here's Jim Clark Jr. back on the lathe, the same drill, when he's not winning championships, working right there in the shop. That's why you can get such complete quality of product and expertise here at Clark Custom Guns. Friends, give them a call today, area 318-949-9884. They have a great catalog. We appreciate them supporting our project.